Hey everybody, we are back with Speedrun Ragnarok 2023, proud to benefit Take This again this year. Take This is a mental health nonprofit, and their main mission is to inform the gaming community about mental health issues, provide education on different disorders and prevention techniques, and reduce the overall stigma around mental illness. So we have a race of Glitchless Any Percent, one of my personal favorite games, VVVVVV. Everybody get started, get your V's in chat. I'm going to pass it over to March. March, if you can go ahead and introduce yourself and then, lead us along.
Hey, everybody. I am March TV, and I'm going to be providing race commentary for this very exciting race between IndyVillain and Metroid Crime. These two have been playing against each other for, I don't even know how long, over a year of pretty consistent races. They are within 1 second of each other on their PBs on speedrun.com. Always fun, always nail-biting, and let's go ahead and, Indy, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm IndyVillain. I love this game, and I'm really happy to be here. Thanks so much for having us. How about you, Crime?
Hi, I'm Metroid Crime. Huge fan of this game. Super excited to be racing Indy once again. And we'll see how it goes, I guess.
Alrighty. Well, runners, are you ready?
Oh, yes.
All right.
Always a tough question to answer, isn't it?
All right, we'll do it on 3, 2, 1, go. So 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck, Crime.
Good luck, Indy.
Alrighty. So this is VVVVV from 2010 by Terry Kavanagh. Excellent side-scroller game made to look like an old Atari-style game. Plot is we were flying around and we got sucked into the Dimension V, and now we got to run it and rescue all of our crewmates. So VVVVVV is a very cycle-based game. So there's going to be a lot of moving platforms and such. A really nasty one right out of the gate here with Traffic Jam. Let's see how this goes. Both players getting it. Oh, we already got a race on our hands here, folks. Both players getting, that's I think a 2-frame window for Traffic Jam.
Yeah, I was really counting on Crime dying there.
No.
It's already a quick reset spot. Both runners are right through it with no problem. And we got some cutscenes to play out here, of course. Really simple controls. We got left, right, and flip. So there's no jumping in this game. All you can do is flip gravity. Once you flip gravity, it stays flipped until your feet touch the ground. Quick death there from Crime. Just a very, very fast one, but even the fast deaths can put you behind in this game. So
I went to go and grab a safety checkpoint is what happened, and I wasn't...
Didn't have the muscle memory for the safety. Yeah, so you'll be seeing these checkpoints. There's quite a few of them here. Another unfortunate death there from Crime, missing the checkpoint just barely. But it's always a what am I trying to say? You always have to decide if you want to risk not grabbing the checkpoint or if you want to lose a little bit of time to grab it. They're pretty liberal with them, but you do have to go out of your way to grab a good chunk of them. So both players getting through Space Station 1 here, giving a little cutscene describing where all of the missing crew members are. And now we're going to be in our first overworld section here. So you get a nice big overworld to explore. You can choose where you want to go. There's 5, 4? I can't remember. Other levels that you can choose to go to.
Yeah, I think actually, is it 6?
No,
I'm not sure.
1, 2, tower,
Math,
warp, lab. That's
Graph,
5, I think.
yeah.
I can't count anymore. Anyways, so because they're choosable, you can go immediately to the hardest of the bunch, which makes a lot of sense when you're doing runs of this. So Indy grabbed the first shiny trinket. We're only going to collect 2 in this game. That is like the bonus thing, but this is the only one that's really faster to get than to not get. So usually go for the hardest level in the game since you can. So runners will go straight for Space Station 2. Which is generally you're kind of expected to go to it last, and it kind of has callbacks to the first level. Every level has some kind of gimmick to it. The gimmick in this one is these moving conveyor belts. Indy missing the lighter than air room. Oh, he's kind of taking a lot of deaths here. This is
it's really tough to get back on track in that one.
Yeah.
Yes. So with these cycles, basically the runners are very used to them going a certain way, and when they don't, you kind of get off cycle and you got to improvise. So Crime just ripped right through that one with no problem. So that will put her quite a ways back into this race. She had a few unfortunate deaths, but catching up quite quickly here. A few other mechanics worth noting is that there is buffering. So if you hold down the flip button right before you land, you'll flip on the very first frame possible, which is used quite a bit throughout the run. And then there's also coyote jumping, where you can flip gravity a little bit after your feet leave the ground, which leads to some fun speed tech as well. Yeah, Crime's only about one room behind right now. That cloud room was pretty nasty for Indy. So
I
both
had another bad death in there too.
Oh no.
Yeah, unfortunate.
But both players are wrapping up Space Station 2 right now, having saved that's Verdigris, right?
Vitellary.
Artillery, that's right.
Yes.
Artillery.
Artillery
Artillery.
actually, yeah, the yellow of an egg yolk.
The yellow of an egg yolk, yes. Some of these V names are a little bit of a stretch, but they work. They work.
They made it work.
They made it work. So that is Space Station 2 done. Now we're gonna head off to the tower. So the tower is an auto scroller. And you might be wondering, well, March, earlier you said that they do the hardest levels, so why would they go to an auto-scroller? And the reason is that after the next, so you get to choose your levels, and after the second level that you choose, you're going to go to your first intermission. And who comes with you is based on the last level that you did, and their dialogue varies. So they're going to go to the level with the guy who has the least amount of dialogue, and that is Vermilion. So it is an auto-scroller, however, there's a little bit of speed tech here in that if they touch the checkpoint and then immediately die, the screen will scroll up to catch them up. And so they have kind of cues that they're looking for when they're going to do their flips so that they land right and die as they grab it. So you'll see both runners doing that. Doesn't save a ton of time because it does slow down. The screen freezes for a little bit when they die, but then scooches forward, and it just barely ends up saving time. There is a TAS only skip that exists, but so far, for the most part, you just do these human viable ones.
Tough tower on my end.
Well, yeah, tough. Did you have some deaths? I didn't.
I did. Had some misses and deaths in there.
Oh no.
Oh wow, yeah, Crime's
I think I'm
actually ahead
behind.
right now.
Yep.
So yeah, so that's the Death Warp part done. So if we do have any announcements, we have just basically the rest of the auto scroller here moving forward.
Yeah, absolutely. I just wanted to throw in, we did receive right at the top of the run a $50 donation from Zokubun, who said wanted to send in some appreciation for a great event and the RPG the Valkyries for everyone on the screen with a V in their name, and why yes, that includes Metroid Crime and Barch too. And that $50 goes to start up our Pump It Up mystery version play co-op songs with Haru incentive, which I believe puts us at $50 out of the $200 target on that one. Still room to go, still plenty of time. Back to you, Mark.
Let's go. Awesome. So yeah, so that was Tower done there. We've rescued Vermilion, who's the quietest of the bunch, and now we're going through the first intermission. So in this intermission, Vermilion will move while our feet are on the floor, and he will not move when we're walking on the ceiling. So we use that to manipulate how he works. Something also worth mentioning. Oh, we had a death there on Indy. So
I took the safety strat and I still died.
Oh no. So this level can get scary. We'll see. Crime said they're not gonna go for top route here, but
I'll try it.
See what happens.
I'll try
You're
it.
gonna try it? Okay.
I'll try it.
Crime's feeling herself. Let's see it. So top route is just a little bit too not far quite enough there. So Crime's gonna switch to the bottom route here. And he can pull ahead if he nails top route a little bit early there, but gonna give it another shot. Oh, just barely. So the physics in this game are very slidey. It's like the whole game is made out of ice. It's something that you can't really appreciate until you are playing it yourself. But not only does our main character slide around, but so does Vermilion. So that makes getting through this a little difficult. Indy opting for the safety strat there, and Crime is pulling ahead.
Some of these rooms are
Yeah,
y'all
that
are
was
making look easy are no joke.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
100 deaths for me in my first casual.
Yeah. I would actually, so I'm mostly a speedrun enjoyer of this game. I have tried to run it myself. My PB is like 29 minutes, which is twice as long as what these runners do. So, and this is not a long run, so it is hard. It is really hard. So I'm gonna guess that Indy will not be saying hi to Vermilion. I don't know if Crime meant to say hi or not to Vermilion. We say hi if he's behaving. And,
Yeah.
We had a pretty good intermission one.
Yeah, my
so.
intermission was pretty okay.
Okay. So both.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, it's okay. Yeah, so both runners are now heading into Warp Zone. As you can see, there's lots of warping going on. That's one of the main gimmicks of this level. There's also going to be some fun rapping that will kind of bend your brain a little bit. This level isn't so bad. There are some nasty cycles in it, but the main mechanic of the warping, the runners, they've done this so long, they know exactly where you're going to pop out. But it might warp your brain a little bit watching them make their way through this. So you can see Crime here going. The first couple, what's the word? The first couple cycles aren't so bad, but there's a heart room that's going to be pretty nasty. And also some of these are still, you can see the way that they're bouncing up and down over these warping rooms. Like if you don't have that muscle memory, it's just like, what am I even doing here?
Yeah.
The Boo Room, everyone's favorite. And there's tons of little optimizations in almost every room that it's too much, almost too much to cover. And a lot of stuff that, once you run it, you really start to learn about all these little things like, oh, I didn't even realize that, I had all this time to save. So the heart room, unfortunate death.
No.
And the problem is that when you die in the heart room, you can't reset the cycle. So you have to improvise, but Crime got through it no problem in the second time and to the heartbreak room. Indy coming up on that soon now himself. Into the heart room. Very nice. And the heartbreak room. No problem at all.
I was nervous about that one.
Yeah, you did great. I was watching.
So that is the warp zone done. Now we're into the second intermission. This is one of the most infamous parts of this speedrun, and even if you've played it casually, you probably have some memories of this. So now we have to bounce back and forth between these two lines, and while squares get thrown at you, and the squares move just a bit faster than you do. So you're always having to decide, do I want to go ahead of the squares or behind them? And the screen does wrap here, so sometimes you want to go with it, and sometimes you don't. You get a checkpoint every 5 seconds, and for the most part, it's pretty tame. It's mainly the 30-second through 20-second. The pattern's going to change every 5 seconds, and it's the 30 to 20-second that it's completely random. And so you really have to be on top of your game if you want to get it through it smoothly. That was a pretty quick death there for Crime. She just grabbed the 30-second checkpoint, so it was just kind of the death animation that slowed her down there. But otherwise, getting through the 30 to 20-second, no problem there. Both runners are still very close. Another not so bad death there, but it's definitely both runners are neck and neck here. IndyVillain is clawing his way back into this run. That was a
Bad one, yeah.
death. Yeah, rough death there. The Gravitron is like, this is the great. No matter how good your run is going, the Gravitron will be like, nope, or it can either grace your run. It's one of the biggest parts of this entire run.
I'm pretty sure there's a free version of the Super Gravitron as a mobile game if you ever want to try it. It's no joke.
If you ever really hate yourself, yeah, give that a whirl. Hold on, okay, no, it's back. Okay, cool. I was getting some garbled video, but it's all good now. So now we are into the lab. The lab is generally considered to be kind of where the game kind of coaxes you to go for the first level, but we're going to save it for last because it's generally considered the easiest of the ones that you get to choose. You can see it's got this same line flipping mechanic that they kind of assume that you already knew about before you got to the Gravitron, but that's the main gimmick of this level. So touching the line will reverse gravity no matter what's going on. This level is mostly just straight up muscle memory. That means that I do believe I have seen some runners lose some pretty nice runs in lab not too long ago. Those runners, of course, shall remain nameless.
Checkpoints are pretty sparse here.
They are sparse, and there are
Hi,
plenty
Vermilion.
of places to die. Oh, Vermilion got the hello there, so that's pretty nice. And the kids these days bounce. Kids his age bounce room can be a pain in the butt sometimes, but we're getting through it very nicely. Oh, Indy clipped one of the kids who bounced. Got through it, no problem. This difficult chord room, I have so much trouble with it, and these runners make it look so gosh darn easy. It's crazy. I know it's like one of those things where you just practice it enough and you'll get it, but oh my goodness, it's like, how do people get through this at all?
Yeah.
And now we've rescued Victoria, Victoria is one of the one of the stretches of the V color names. There's I guess a Victoria
It stands
blue.
for, it's Victoria Blue, yeah, it's a shade of blue.
It's a species of flower, apparently. The Victoria Blue Salvia, which is not related to the salvia that you may have heard in other cases. I actually have notes here about all the colors.
Cup Sage.
So Crime is here into the final level, which is a amalgam of all the levels that we've seen. So you can see the lines from Labyrinth, you'll see the conveyor belts from Space Station, you'll see the various cycles from basically all the levels. Definitely one of the harder levels of the run, I think. And we got breadsticks. Looks like we got some tasty
Let's go.
breadsticks. Very nice.
Another fun fact, I believe it was Bennett Foddy of Getting Over It who named the room.
That's correct. Yes, he did. And Quap, of course, the masterpiece of Quap. Oh man, both runners are very close still.
Oops. Oh my god. Menuing.
Little menuing issues there from Crime, but no problem. Yeah, look how close they are right now. And both players just ripping on through. A time slip can be a real pain in the butt. Crime getting through with no problem at all. Very impressive. Indy getting through it as well. Oh my goodness, this is actually really, really close. Oh, Dial M for murder. Oh, but Indy loses one on Three's Company. Oh my god, it's so close now.
I know.
Crazy.
Oh my goodness.
Now we're in the panic. Don't panic. We're in the panic room,
Panic.
but we're not going to panic in the panic room. There's no panicking allowed in the panic room. This is obviously the tower inspired level. Goodness gracious. Oh, just barely clipped the spike there for
I
Indy.
hate Heaven's Gate with such a fire detachment. I can't even tell you.
Oh goodness. And Crime is into the very last section here
GG.
and is grabbing the second shiny trinket, and that will be the game
Goodness.
for Crime. Time is coming up here very shortly.
Oh, that's just cruel.
Oh no.
And time. Wow.
That was a great race.
That was an excellent
So
race.
close. My goodness.
Oh,
Yeah,
close.
GG.
Some hype for Indy in the chat too.
Yep.
Let's go,
and
Indy.
In the end here, when it says all crew members rescued is when
Yay.
Very good race.
and that is
GG.
time.
GG. Yeah, that's time for me.
Wow.
Great job.
yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
GG.
Yeah,
I love that we both, like, I completely died like several times at Space Station 1. The exchange of like back and forth between us was great. Like
Yeah, you guys were neck and neck. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
I think Indy had to risk everything on
Yeah.
that final level there. So it's
Yeah.
kind of that's where he pulled ahead after
Yeah.
a few deaths, but he just had to risk it all to.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I was going for every trick I knew there at
Yep.
the end. So
That's what
Yeah.
you got to do.
yeah.
I mean,
Totally.
that race was what? It looks like finished 18 seconds apart, but it was within less than 10.
Oh yeah, it
both
was
of
five. It
Yeah.
was 5 seconds going into the final level, maybe even closer by the time you destabilized it. I
Yeah.
think. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that was super duper close.
Yeah, that was great.
GG.
GG.
All right.
But
Well,
yeah. Thank you so much, Speedrun Ragnarok, for having us. This is my last showcase for the event. Thank you so much. It's been excellent, raising money for a great cause. It's been fun showing off all these games for y'all. And you can find me at twitch.tv/MetroidCrime. I stream speedrunning games, variety games, come catch me live on Twitch. Indy?
Yeah, this is also my finale for Speedrun Ragnarok. Thank you so much for having us both 3 times this event. That was wonderful. It's been so much fun. And thank you for everyone who's putting it on. You can find me at IndyVillain on all social media and Twitch as well. And how about you, March?
Yeah, so I stream speedruns of mostly Genesis games, and you can catch me at March_TV. Thanks again, guys, for having me commentate. Always love watching you guys race. Always a pleasure to pog out with y'all.
Yeah, thank you so much, March.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks Ragnarok for having us on.
Absolutely, we're happy to have you. Coming up next is Live Alive or Live Alive. It's one of those, run by Sushi Kishi. Don't go away.